Hi, my name is Zigamon and I'm originally from Kiev, Ukraine. Right now I'm with my mom and my two kids and our cat in Berlin because we had to move after they started bombing Kiev, and we spent 3 weeks there in Kiev, and then after 5 days of travel we ended up in Berlin. Regarding what was helpful to me here, it was interesting that despite the fact that we never wanted to move and we made the decision to flee Ukraine rather spontaneously, after living through the worst that was in Kiev, after we left, everything went back to semi-normal. But settling here in Germany or throughout our 5-day journey to Berlin, it was the little things that actually mattered, because we met a guy who gave a kitty blanket that was knitted by his friend's wife in Great Britain all of a sudden, and that was very interesting and very heartwarming. We've met so many of our dear friends who helped us along the way. We've seen tons of blessings. Our neighbors in the house where we live, they've helped us with the place to live. They donated some cat food also while we didn't know where the animal store was. They helped us to find a school for the kids. Pretty much anything that we needed, we knew that we always can come to them and ask them for help, and they will guide us and tell us how to navigate this new life in Germany, even temporary life. But yeah, it's the little things that matter for a refugee. Some things that make you feel like you're living your life, not just hiding from something. And I think that's important for those people that have lost their homes or have temporarily left their homes. These little things, like a bouquet of flowers that a friend brought us, or the cat food. It just, those little things, you might not think they're big, but they matter a lot, because you know that there are people that care about you. And yeah, it feels like home. In German, there's the house, and then there's Zuhause, and those little things make our house feel like home, not just a house, a building. The hardest thing for me was not knowing things and not being able to converse freely, because in Ukraine I always was able to understand everybody, and I could translate from English in Ukrainian and Russian, and I always knew what was going on. And in Berlin, I didn't speak any German 3 months ago. We've learned some with the kids, enough to be able to get around, but at the same time, that is the hardest thing, because you don't know how to converse freely. And another thing that was hard was not being able to plan ahead, because you can only plan for a couple days in advance. And for example, we're planning on going back to Kiev, but we don't know whether we'll be able to do it, because everything changes daily. And that's the hardest part, because you can't settle here, and at the same time you cannot really plan on moving forward easily. So those two things are the hardest, but yeah. We are planning to go back to Ukraine in August of this year, because some people asked us August of which year, because my kids just finished the elementary school according to the time in Ukraine, and they won't know enough German to be able to study freely here. They are currently enrolled in a German school, but it's hard to understand what is going on. And also, we just want to go home because, yeah, Kiev is our home, and it's hard. It's hard not to be able to settle down because we never wanted to immigrate in the first place. And the way we left Ukraine was really rushed, and just like with pretty much everybody that left Ukraine after February 24th of 2022. But I think that it would be the best to go back. We don't know whether my husband will be still stationed near Kiev by the time we come back, but we hope he will, or he will have some time off because he's in the army right now, serving to defend our country. Yeah, and also regarding the kids' school, their school, the Ministry of Education in Ukraine said that the schools that have a bomb shelter available, they will be offline, which will be a great thing after the corona and the pandemic and everything and all the distance learning that we went through. And our school where the kids go to in Ukraine is actually that it has a bomb shelter. So that's the new reality of you can go to school if it has a bomb shelter. But yeah, that's the new normal, but thankfully everything seems to be okay for now. We'll see. In this time of turmoil and relocation and being a refugee, God has been active and providing for pretty much all the needs that we had. And I finally understood the idea of the daily manna because every day there is you have the problems, you have the challenges, you have everything. You wake up to a new reality every single day, to new news that the enemy has advanced somewhere or our guys have advanced somewhere. Sometimes it's good news, sometimes it's bad news. And the daily manna for me was just enough strength for each day. You cannot, just like in the Israel's time, you cannot have more than for one day. But even what you have, what you collect, is enough for a day. And so every morning his strength renews, and it's once again enough for one day. And it's frustrating at times because you can't plan ahead. And for me personally, it's frustrating because I always like routines and I like to have a comfortable life when I know the daily schedule, I know what is going on, and I can plan ahead. But this time has made me rely on God more because there's nothing I can do to actually control the situation. I'm not a politician. I'm not the one with the power. I'm just a mom with 2 kids, and my mom and the cat, and my husband in the army, and I have only God to rely on because he's the one that knows everything, and I believe that he controls everything in one way or another. So yeah, God has been very active in this time,